What's up, guys? Somebody asked me recently, how can I use my imagination? How can I use that powerful imagination that we have? Not to create more suffering and stress and anxiety in my life, but to actually help me create the things that I want, to be happier, to achieve what I want. How do I do that? Because in many of my videos, I talk about the power of imagination, how we use our imagination to create things in our life. And too often we suffer more in our imagination than in reality. Why is that? Because we allow our mind to run wild and to create dumb, meaningful shit. And then we get emotionally involved in it. And we get afraid, we get worried, it turns into anxiety. And then we start to believe in that craziness. And it feels real to us, it feels fucking real. Even if it's not anywhere around you, but if it's, as long as it's in your mind, it's gonna be real. Why? Because anytime there's a conflict between your willpower and your imagination is always gonna win. And you can put this to try by simply imagining, you can imagine just a piece of lime, right? And to squeeze it on your tongue and just to imagine the feeling of the sourness of the lime. And you can taste it. There's no freaking lime, there's nothing. But your body reacts because your body is involved in what you just imagined and created, and all of a sudden, bam, your body, neurology, biochemically, you change, everything changes. Isn't that freaking powerful? So how do we use this not to create suffering, but to create well-being, happiness, confidence, joy, whatever it is you want in your life? How can we use that power, the powerful use of our wonderful imagination to create more that we want in life? It's very simple. It is so simple, in fact, that it's 2 steps. That's only what I'm going to share with you is only 2 simple steps. That the most important thing is to do them. That's the only thing you're going to get out of this video, is that if you don't use it consciously, if you don't put this to a trial, it's pretty much useless. So here's how you do it. Here's how you use the power of imagination to create the best outcome for you. Number 1, before you go into anything, ask yourself, what do I want? What's my outcome? Whether it's a project, whether you're meeting a friend for coffee, whether you're going on a date, whether you're going to a workout, whether you're starting a new diet, what do I want? Not what I don't want, but be very clear, be very specific about your outcome, your end goal, what you want to achieve, what you want to create out of this. And then ask yourself, how would I know when I have it? That question will start to create a picture in your mind. See, we want to know what's the evidence procedure for me at the end of the date, at the end of the conversation with my friend, at the end of the diet, at the end of this program, at the end of this new course I'm doing, at the end of whatever I'm doing. What's my outcome? Maybe I want to have fun, maybe I want this, maybe I want a second date, maybe I want a kiss, maybe whatever. And then start to imagine that it's done. See the end result in the screen of your mind. That's so important. Don't see yourself on the way, but see the end result. Imagine, create a picture of how it would look like if it's done. And you can do that very rapidly. You don't need to take 15 minutes. You can do that in a matter of a minute or 2. What do I want? What would happen when I have it? And then start to imagine, create a scene. And step 2, get emotionally involved in that scene. Feel as if it's real. Feel as if you're there now. Just imagine the gratitude, the joy, the laughter, the confidence, the success, whatever it is that's associated emotionally to that situation. Just feel it's done. Maybe it's relief. Whatever it is, it's the feeling that's going to be the glue that's really gonna cement it in your subconscious mind. That's really gonna put your mind to work in that particular direction. Because your mind is like a GPS, just like a machine, just like a servo mechanism, just like a plane that goes on autopilot. We need to input where we're going. When you go in your car and you put your GPS on, you input a destination, and then you click go, and then it's going to give you the best route. Our mind is pretty much like this. We need to have a clear direction, a clear goal, a clear objective, a clear vision. Whatever the spin name you want to call it, choose the one that you prefer. I like to call that direction. What's my outcome? This is where I want to go. And I need to let my mind know in a more specific way I want. Give it a clear picture. Get emotionally involved in that picture. And then surrender it and go about my business. That's the 2 steps to it, guys. It's as simple as that. And it can be challenging at first because maybe you're not used to use your imagination so creatively, or you're deceived by how simple it is, or you feel like you cannot visualize, or you cannot imagine clearly, or it's a bit blurry. It's okay. Take it as from where you are and simply do your best. Some people like to be very creative and see movies and get all the details, but that's irrelevant. That might come along when you do it, because the better you do it, the more the crystal clear the picture is going to become. But if right now all you can do is just a single picture and it's a bit blurry or whatever, that's okay. Work with it. It's all good. Don't allow yourself to be like, I don't know how to visualize. It's too hard. I can't visualize, because that's bullshit. If you can think of a memory, if you can imagine, if you can see a loved one in your mind, if you can see all those things you like in your mind, if you can create pictures in your mind, and like we all do, then you can imagine. You're just not using that ability consciously enough, and so it's underdeveloped. And so what you're really saying is that, wow, I need to train myself. I need to be patient with myself. I need to allow myself to get there. And the more you relax your body when you do this, the easier it is, guarantee you. So if you're too tense, that may be one of the reasons. If you cannot get that image, if you just like you're thinking of a big goal or a big project and you just don't know how it looked like, and you're like, I can't imagine that, maybe you're just missing references. Think about this way. Maybe you just don't know how it looks like because you never allowed yourself to think this way before. You never actually allowed yourself to imagine, how would that look like if I already have all those things I want? What would be different in my life? What would be different in myself? How would I walk, talk, do? What would I do with that money? What would I do with that paper? You get my point. Sometimes we're too good at shutting ourselves off that we don't allow ourselves to go to the end result, enjoy it, and get familiar with it. And so we're blank. And if you're blank, it's a powerful indication of how much you need to get work done there, and how much your mind doesn't know and doesn't have a reference to get you there. And so what it's going to do is going to give you, what's comfortable, what's familiar, what's, programmed automatically. So if you want to use your creative power, your imagination, in a powerful way to get more of what you want, I guarantee you guys, this is 2 steps that can make a massive difference in your life. Step 1, before you go into anything, ask yourself, what's my outcome? Know your destination, know what you want. How would it look like if it's done? Create a picture in your mind. And then get step 2, emotionally involved in it. Feel it, feel as if it's real, be grateful, feel the relief, feel whatever you feel. And then release it, and then go about your job. Do what you have to do. And I guarantee you guys that if you use the simple things, your mind will work as its best to get you as close as possible. Or what you start to think is that, wow, it's exactly what I had in my mind. And when this starts to happen, now you start to really understand just how powerful your imagination is. When you just get to the point where you're like, man, this is exactly what I had in my mind, you start to understand that creative power that we have inside ourselves. But this time it's not unconscious. This time it's conscious. It's consciously creating, consciously using our mind to assist us, to give us the resources, the thinking, whatever it takes to get there. So put this to a test for at least 7 days. Use those 2 steps, and I guarantee you guys, you'll do that for the rest of your life. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Feel free to subscribe, link, give a comment, do all those things. Let me know that you like those videos, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Be well.